it can be kind of overbearing and it looks weird throughout the entire video. So hopefully I've found a good balance where you can hear me speak. And so yeah, let's get going. So the most common thing that people probably ask or think is, how do you even know what the loop is, and what made you want to do this? So there was actually a couple at our church we've been friends with for many years. Their names are Bill and Ruth, and they actually did the loop in this exact same boat, which I think is pretty cool. Our boat has kind of been around the loop more than we have. But anyways, during the time that they did their trip, my parents actually kind of lived vicariously through their email updates that they sent out. And yes, it was email. It was all the way back when they didn't have Facebook. Can you imagine? Anyways, so my parents just really loved the fact that they were out on the water all the time and traveling around, seeing new places and new things. And at the time, they decided they were going to do the same thing. So my parents kind of decided that it was going to be something for retirement and that they were going to start saving. So they did. And then in 2011, as most of you know, our littlest family member, Miss Mia, was born. And she was born with a congenital heart defect. And it's a really long story. If you want to find out more about her and her story, though, there is a page. It's called Mia's Big Heart on Facebook, where you can kind of go on and see updates about her and her medical adventure. So anyways, after Mia was born, she spent the first year of her life in a hospital in Michigan, while the rest of my family and I kind of lived in the Ronald McDonald house next door. To say the least, it was really rough, and she battled for a really long time. And even when she did get out of the hospital, she was constantly back in and out due to sickness and other complications. And to this day, we still actually drive to Michigan for her doctor's appointments, for her checkups, because they just know her so well there. So anyways, long story short, after Mia was born, my family really realized how precious time is and how precious life is, and how much time we really have to spend with each other as a family. And so my parents decided that, why don't we just go now? Why don't we just buy the boat now and take off? And so that's kind of what we did. I think we bought the boat in January, and then a few months later we left for the trip. So that was our first year doing it, and it was amazing. But I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. So yeah, Bill and Ruth kindly sold us their boat, and we all moved our stuff in, and we were so excited as a family. I mean, what an adventure to go on, to be able to travel along the states. So I'm actually gonna pull up a little picture of what the loop is and around what states it goes, and I will kind of voice over for that so you guys can actually see where it is we are traveling. So I want to take a second to apologize in advance for two things. The size of the map. In order to get it all in, I had to kind of shrink it down. It's pretty small on my screen, so I'm sure it's probably small on yours. If you want more of an up-close look, you can go ahead and check it out on Google. Just type in the Great Loop and to go to images, and then from there you should be able to see tons of maps that look just like that. The other thing is, I apologize for not knowing the name of every river or lake or body of water that we're going through. I kind of have a map in front of me right now because I'm just horrible at geography, like really bad. I've always struggled with it. But hopefully you can kind of get the gist of where we're going. I'll probably name the trip more by states than I will water. So if you are interested in the water, I'm sure there's a map somewhere on Google that will show all the rivers that we get to go through. And if there's not, feel free to message us on our Facebook page, Wilson's on the Water, and my mom has got it down to the basics of where we go, what rivers we go through, so she would be able to answer any of the questions you might have. But anyways, there are my apologies, and so now we can go ahead and get started. As most of you know, or for those of you that don't know, my family is actually from Akron, Ohio, but we keep our boat in Sandusky. So we start in Lake Erie, since our boat is there, and then we go up around Michigan through Lake Huron and Lake Michigan. Once we get to Illinois is when we enter the rivers. We kind of cut through the middle of Illinois a little bit and kind of go down towards the bottom into Kentucky. So then we go a little bit through just like the tip of Kentucky, I guess. And this time I'm super excited because from Kentucky we're actually going to go over to Nashville, which is not part of the loop, but you can get access to it from Kentucky. So we're going to go to Nashville, and then we'll probably backtrack again to Kentucky to enter the waterways back into Tennessee again. So I'm really excited for that little side trip because we didn't get to do that last time. Anyways, so we'll then go through Tennessee and then down through Alabama to Mobile Bay. Once we get there, we will cross over to Florida, and then we'll travel along down to Florida, down to the Keys, and we usually stay in the Keys a couple of months. It's just a really nice place. We've gotten some really good relationships started down there with friends, and it's just a really great place to be during the winter, of course, because it is not as cold. Anyways, so then we go up on the other side, the East Coast, through the Atlantic, all the way up beside Georgia and South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. We go up through the Intercoastal Waterway and then into New York. And then from New York, we actually take the Erie Canal back to Lake Erie. So that's kind of the gist of where all we're going. It's not every single stop, but it is close enough. And if you guys have any more questions about specifics, please just let us know, and I'm sure my mom would gladly be able to answer those for you. So, why go a second time? I feel like that's a question that a lot of people are asking, especially after watching our wild adventure on the first ride. The first time we didn't really know that much about where we were going and what we were doing. We really were just kind of rolling with the tide, excuse the pun. But the second time around, we decided to go a little slower. The first time we actually kind of were rushed a little bit. We had to get back for Mia's appointments in Michigan. And at the time we got permission from her doctors to be gone that year. And so they did, of course, make sure that we would be back in time to get her checkup all figured out. So this time we're really just slowing down and not feeling as rushed. There's a lot that we missed, especially going up the East Coast, because once we got down in Florida, we didn't want to leave. So we did really have to rush up the East Coast and through the Chesapeake. And so we really want to take some time and slow down and see those things. But we have kind of made this thing now where, since we know where we're going, what we're doing, where all the good deals are, we'll stop at a marina that has a good deal and come home. So we're trying to do that about every 3-ish months. We have, of course, nothing set in stone because the boating life, you can never have anything set in stone. So we will do that, come home and visit family, take Mia to any appointments that she might have, all that good stuff. So we are just wanting to have this time to really enjoy it instead of be wrapped around a usual schedule. And I think that's something that we're all loving right now, is not having that schedule. I mean, when we get home now, it's more chaotic because we go back to the schedule of so-and-so has to go to this and so-and-so has to be at that, and who's going to drive so-and-so to this. It's just, we're all like that. It's very, very crazy. But when we're out here on the boat, we just, okay, we're going to travel for 4 hours and stop here and see what they have around, and let's go hang out. And if we like it, we'll stay a little longer. So it's just really free and wild because we have no idea some of the places that we're stopping at. But it's really enjoyable. And I think the first time we really got a taste of that. And the second time around, we really just want to grasp the idea of not having that set date of when we need to get where. So it's really nice. And I know this time around, we will be out for a while. So the first one took about a year. I think maybe a little less. I don't exactly remember what that was, but took about 3 years. And before I joined on the boat trip, I wasn't here for the beginning of it due to just some personal reasons. I missed out on Canada, which I'm really sad about, because looking back, I wish that I would have just gone because it was beautiful up there. So my family is actually able to go do that this time around, which is really nice. And I know that we're going to be spending a lot of time in Florida and going to explore the Chesapeake Bay more. So it'll be nice to be able to slow down and go to the places we want to go to and enjoy it. And that's probably why it will take so long, because we really do want to make sure that we do that and we uphold to that and not get stuck back on the usual everyday schedule that everyone usually has. So another thing that we are doing this second time around is this vlog, and my mom is trying to live video more, which is really cool because a lot of times she can just video as she's going through something, whereas last time it was just a really big update at the end of the night with pictures and pictures and pictures, and she still has that. It's really nice for people who want to be updated daily, but we decided to kind of do this vlog. Well, I kind of decided to do this vlog as a challenge for myself. This is way out of my comfort zone. I don't like cameras very much, but also it's really cool to watch other travel vlogs, and I just would like to see where this one takes us. Hopefully my next video will be more inclusive of other people.